Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. We cannot suffer icons to exist. Was it not clear on this point? More than clear. The icon in question was summarily dispatched by the Warrior of Light. The summoner is dead and the right beyond repeating. Everything proceeded according to plan, every party behaving exactly as required. My methods may seem extreme, but there's no cause for concern. I work only to ensure the salvation of the star. What are you doing fiddling with that thing? I ask you a question, soldier. What are you? Have you lost your mind? Ah! I've lost many things, but my mind is yet my own. There upon the stage I stood, prepared to take my final bow, only to find that the finale was but an intermission. Shall I use this chance to repent for my sins? Embrace goodness and mediocrity? Nay, I think not. While the one I yearn to face yet lives, the hunt must go on. Hunt? Is that Zenos? That would be creepy. Lance Mastery 2. What does that mean, by the way? Traits? This is the potency of True Thrust, Warple Thrust, and Disembowel. Thrust ready. So this replaces something. So let's take a quick look around. We gave it what scraps of intelligence we could, myself from within Eorzea and Alphinaud from his Far Eastern resources. But there's a limit to what a bloke can learn about the Empire from outside its borders. Still, I'd never think to invite myself aboard an Imperial bloody airship. It was impulsive, reckless. You got to admire that lad style. I know Grandfather and Dome have yet to discuss it, but with the liberation of Doma, it is surely only a matter of time before the refugees decide to return to the Far East, no? It would seem Master Alphinaud has placed himself squarely in the path of danger. As a fellow Scion, I shall render whatever aid I can to ensure his safe return. Though he is but half the size of my courageous brother, it would seem Alphinaud's bravery looms twice as large, even though he might hesitate before embarking alone into the heart of the Empire. I know I need to give Isidore my undivided attention, but these waves of brotherly love make my mind drift to naughty places. Focus, Anna, focus. Seeing Homemade going about his duties with a smile lifts my heart, even if it brings tears to my eye. Glad though I am for his nation's liberation, I shall be saddened to see him go. I hope Isidore can find someone to keep him company. With our missions we can never linger very long. Right, okay. Oi? Another mission fraught with danger, yet here I am, still. Quiet moments such as this, spent in carefree conversation with comrades, have grown to cherish most. Those of us who were feared have finally returned. Full glad am I to have everyone back. The place had been too quiet. Alphinaud will have needs of all his wits if he survives his visit to Garlemald. We know precious little about life in the Imperial capital. Ponder? Expression? It's been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose all we can do now is wait for word from Alphinaud. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to be getting on with. We should probably make the most of it. Shall I put on some tea? Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with a tale of your adventures in the Far East. And of your encounter with this new primal especially. I'll put the kettle on then. The table looks free if you'd like to take a seat. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Unless they are very long, which should be fine. Interesting. So this Tsukuyomi was summoned in much the same manner as Susano, via the medium of a sacred relic. That's right. They believe their gods, or kami, reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalogue of such relics. But if we are to contain the threat, we will require a better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on the subject. A fine idea, and I know for a fact that our friends in Doma would be grateful for any information which would help to prevent further summoning in the region. I will pen you a letter of introduction. Lord Ascian will wish to welcome our resident expert on ethereology. Greetings. Could it be that I'm in time for tea? It certainly looks that way. Come, sit down and tell us how your investigations went. After you left, I went about questioning Bloodhouse gravekeepers. They all told much the same story. Once leaders and officers had confirmed Zenos' death, his corpse was interred under strict supervision. There seems little reason to doubt their testimony on that point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Zenos' grave, accounts grow rather more vague. None reported having seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity, and all assumed the act had been perpetrated by a vengeful Alamegan. Crucially, however, I was able to confirm that when the offending scrolls were removed, as per Lisa's instructions, no one involved thought to check the content of the coffin. By that stage, it's likely the corpse was already missing. Assuming Zenos has not, in fact, risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either the body was disposed of to lend credence to the claim of an extremely committed impostor, or an Ascian has taken up residence within it. If Asai was as fervent a devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation, however committed. We must assume that we are dealing with an Ascian, and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is, how many more such monsters are waiting for Alphinaud and Garlemald? Their presence was his chief reason for going. He understood the risks. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Meanwhile, on the Imperial Hypersonic Assault Craft, was that 70? What? 75? Master Alphinaud, we are making good speed towards our destination. Is aught amiss? Nay, tis just I can see naught from my cabin and was curious to know the land over which we flew. Ah, I'm afraid our military craft are built with little thought for such niceties. I'm happy to indulge your curiosity, however. We are presently passing over the burn on the western edge of Offat. Even with the benefit of a porthole, your gaze would have been greeted with naught but mounds upon mounds of lifeless earth. I've read something of the burn. It was described as a desolate wasteland, bled dry of every last drop of aether. Aye. It's believed that a succession of icon summonings was responsible. When Emperor Solus first came to offer and beheld this blight, he is said to have reeled at the scale of the devastation. He declared icons a threat to our very star's existence and issued an empire-wide decree ordering the eradication of all such entities. Report. We're under attack, sir. Magitech armor, no visible designation. Magitech? But who? Ah! All cannons return fire. Damage report. The main reactor has been hit. Helm unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it. They knew exactly where to hit us. All hands brace for impact. Glad to have you back, Master Alphinaud. You've landed in one piece, more or less. But the air filtration system is damaged and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we still can. Aye. Aye. Master Alphinaud, might I ask you to search for survivors? I will see to our injured helmsman. Ruin... Physic... Tri-shackle... and the limit burst, okay. Let's solve the poor man. My thanks. I don't think I would have made it. Yes, you very likely saved his life. The question is who would try to take it remains, however, put the last few out of their misery. The prince wishes none left alive. The prince? We're not come to parley if you ready your weapons. Shining Moonstone should protect us as it did before when Alphinaud was just our ally. Right? Powered by the light of a Moonstone, increase damage dealt while reducing damage taken. Uh-oh. Confound it. Not here. Not like this. Good shot. What? Who in the Emperor's name? Enemies of our enemies. Introductions can wait. You are calm in a crisis, Master Alphinaud. Let us finish this then. Menacing mercenary, huh? Down with you! By the Emperor, that man is a fiend. Cross formation. Deploy restraints. Limit burst. My thanks, boy. My thanks. Your intervention proved most timely. Well, well. I did not think to meet an Eorzean in this place, let alone a Scion. You know of me, sir? I have some small history with your order. But I would speak of a present. Know you your silence and the severity of your predicament? The soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard. And I could venture a guess as to their motive, but you have us yet at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the asking, and as to for our purpose, let this be your answer. An Ascian mask? The face of our prey. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. Even should we manage the long trek out of the burn and secure passage to the capital, we would no doubt be greeted by the Emperor's guard. Indeed. We accept your gracious offer, Shadow Hunter will suffice for the present. Come. Not quite certain what that mask was. This is intolerable. But as much as I wish it were otherwise, there's nothing I can do for Alphinaud now but pray for his success. Well, that is not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I could make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Empire's western provinces. When I'm coming with you, I can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's action to be taken. Forgive me, Alizé, but the provinces are hostile territory and stealth is all important. It's safer that I go alone. I can sneak well enough when the situation demands it. Don't patronize me. I hate to say it, but not even I am as good as Frankfurt in this. We should leave it to him. Not you too. I understand your frustration, Alizé, but Serenia has a right of it. We must defer to Frankfurt's expertise in this matter. Fine. Just promise you'll be careful. Well, I had best put on my skulking boots. There will be no room for mistakes once I've crossed the border from Alamigo. Alizé and her brother bicker as all siblings do, but she worries for him nonetheless. It would be a kindness if you were to visit from time to time and distract her from her cares. It seems that praying is to be the extent of my contribution after all, but I will stay behind, as I've been bid. We all have our talents. Mine just happened to involve a silver tongue and soft souls. I promise to send word the moment I learn aught of consequence. See that you notify me too. I mean to depart for Doma as soon as I find a suitable East Aldenat vessel to bear me thither. But I shall return if I'm needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area, Serenia. With any luck, I'll have a painfully detailed report from Alphinaud to share. And I get the ponder expression, yeah? Okay, and with that, I end this episode. Until next time then, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV. I am Mace, and don't get lost.